back here again, and I'm gonna do a quick vlog because once again, thinking I have time when I really don't. I had this strange dream. And in my dream, I think I was taking an elevator, or I was gonna take an elevator to go to get down from the 10th floor. So when I went to take it, the elevator wasn't working. So, or the main elevator wasn't working, so I decided to take the side elevator, the service elevator. So I took the service elevator because I didn't want to walk up 10 flights of stairs. Don't ask me why, but that's the dream. So I took the side elevator, but the thing is, when I took the side elevator, it was so rickety and so problematic, and I don't even know, not very safe. I don't know why I got in it, but I got in it, and there was a few other people in there, and it took us all up, but then halfway there or somewhere it stopped. It got to a point and it stopped. It didn't go any further. And I think I was going to get off or see whether it's going to continue onward so that I can get to where I'm going, but it wouldn't move from there. And so we had to all get off. And where we got off, even though it wasn't, this is a dream, right? Even though it wasn't on the floor we wanted to get off on, when we got off, we ended up on sort of like an outside of like a terminal or somewhere, like a station. You got off there, but it wasn't like a typical station, right? And so anyways, we got off, and I was like, oh, this is completely not where I want to be. Where is this? Nothing was familiar to me. And so because I was, I guess, maybe the most vocal, or I was speaking, people were like, yeah, this isn't the right place, blah, blah, blah. So they're like looking to me to lead them. And I kind of ignored it because I was just like, I'm trying to get to where I need to go without a whole bunch of people. Anyways, they're following me, and then we got to a certain point. We didn't really go very far, but we got to a certain point, and there were some people sitting around outside, and we're like, okay, which way is the best way to get back down to the ground floor so that we can actually start from scratch? And the people that were sitting there, I don't think those are the type of people you want to ask for directions, but they were the only people you can ask for. So I'm just like, okay, let's ask these people. So we asked them, and when you're looking, like the way that they were positioned and the way that things were, if you walked through their street and you walked through their main street, it's between houses, and it kind of looks dark, and it didn't look, it was kind of questionable. But then further down, or the next road happens to be the main street, like a major intersection. Cars are moving, people are around, and it's open, and you can see, and they can see you, and blah blah blah. And as I stood there and I was pondering, because I was thinking, if I went through the houses, I would probably get to where I'm going a lot faster. But then if I went through the main street, everybody's gonna see me, and they're gonna know that there was some kind of mirror. Like I would be seen, and I didn't want to be seen. And so in the process of me thinking I don't want to go to the main way, and I turn around to start going down dark and dingy side road, one of the people that was sitting there kind of tripped me, and they tripped me with the intention to be like, yeah, you go down this road, yeah, we're gonna do something to you. Like I got that feeling. They didn't say it, but they weren't exactly welcoming, and it didn't feel welcoming. And just by being tripped, I just like, no, I don't think I should be going down that. Like something made me feel like that's probably not the best. It might get there faster, but you may not get there at all. So in the process of doing that, I was like, okay, fine, I'm not gonna go down that way. And as I turned around to be like, okay, people, let's just go to the main road, everybody was gone. I was the only person standing there. Like I was abandoned. I was alone. They just disappeared, and I was there by myself. And when that happened, it shocked me out of the dream that I was having, because there was so many emotions. The feeling of being abandoned, the feeling of being fearful, the feeling of, I don't know what I'm doing, the feeling of, why is this happening? There was so much going on, so much so that I just woke up out of that dream, and I picked up my phone, and I looked at the time, and it was like maybe, 6 or something in the morning, and I was like, I'm probably not gonna go back to sleep, and I'm just like pissed off about the decision that I had made in my dream. And I was like, now that I'm awake, I'm probably not gonna resolve this, and I shouldn't have done that. And the dream is telling me that, I shouldn't worry about being seen, and I should just not go down the wrong road and not pick a road that looks questionable Even if I don't know what I'm doing, just stick to the main road. And, I try to cheer myself up by thinking about other positive things. I was like, oh, you had a good day yesterday. You found 25 cents. And look how happy you were just to find that, even though it was just 25 cents and you weren't looking for it. And basically, in the process of doing that, I must have fallen back asleep because I ended up having the same dream, but this time when the elevator wasn't working, I didn't get upset and I didn't be like, oh, let me find a different way or whatever the case might be. I still followed the same steps. I still took a different route, but this time when I went to take the side elevator, I made sure that it was okay. Like it wasn't rickety and questionable and looked like it's gonna break from the wiring and then plummet me to my death. So I got on it and I was like, okay. I didn't really remember the previous dream. In this dream, I just remembered that the last thought that I had was, I'm not going to be afraid of doing the work. I'm not going to be afraid of being seen. I'm not going to shy away from the process of whatever I have to do. So I followed through on that. I got on that elevator. It took me all the way to the top. It took me to the same place. I wasn't familiar with it, but at least this time I wasn't fearing for my life of the elevator plummeting me to the bottom. And when I came out of it, I was just like, okay, I don't really know where I am, and I see that there are two options. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to the main road. I'm going straight to the front, and I will find my way to wherever I needed to go. And I must have followed through because I kind of gently woke up out of my dream, and I felt vindicated, and I felt better, and I felt resolved because prior to falling asleep in a very short time, that I wasn't going to resolve this, that I wasn't going to be given another opportunity to work that out in my dream. And I did. Yeah, so I woke up and I felt like, okay, so we're going to do the work. We're going to do what we're supposed to do. We're going to follow through no matter how challenging it may or may not be. And we are going to allow ourselves to be seen. And so that's what I did. So yeah, it felt good to have that dream, even though it was nothing compared to the first dream, but it was similar in the essence of it. And this time, there was a resolution to whatever issues or whatever question that I had. And that made me feel good. That made me feel like, okay, I can get up and go do, continue with my day and continue with the things that I needed to do for today. And so I just thought I'd share that with you in case you ever wanted to go back and think about your dreams. All right, and that concludes my body alignment session that I'm having with myself today. So I gotta get back to work.